Hello guys, we're reporting today from an unusual location. We have just stepped outside the police station where things are rolling the way they should be by the book when there are bad guys involved. Today's video is called Bad Boys Lies because basically that's it about the guy's channel who is screwing people. Meet my friend, it's Kavaljit. Kavaljit, thank you for speaking up. And Kavaljit's gonna tell you how his story worked out and how his investment didn't quite turn out the way he expected it. Kavaljit, how long have you been here?
It's nearly 5.5 months.
And the guy we're talking about, which shall remain nameless until we get the court ruling that he's a bad guy, we're just gonna tell you what he did. He is a blogger, he lives in Minsk, he runs a travel agency and a couple of other setups, and he's a kind of a investor, kind of bridgeman, so sort of facilitator of some kind, right?
No, I would rather say he's a conman.
Well, that's literally, yes.
So he's a scammer.
Let's tell people the story how it is, avoiding any colorful language because we'll have time for that when we have names on the paper officially.
He would make everybody his brother and sister and give you so much love that you feel like he's your real brother, but he's a big scamster.
Part of the family. Well, yeah, some brothers are more strange than the strangers.
Yes.
So let's see what happened. So you came here last year around November. Unfortunately, we didn't meet up back then. You were invited by a travel agency.
That's right.
The travel agency that the bad guy runs or is an employee of or something like this. So the story is there is a travel agency. Kavaljit came on tourism. You like the place?
It's beautiful. I was here last year with my wife celebrating my 25 years of marriage. So we came here for that celebration. It's a lovely place. Beyond words, it's beautiful.
And the bad guy we're talking about, the let's say operator, he was like greeting you with red carpets and everything, with some kind of a posh reception or not necessarily?
Giving all the love like a real brother. Got goodies from India for him. All things were very good, very rosy, showing all the good pictures of Belarus, taking to some government forums, some seminars, some government programs.
We have VIP cover here, guys. Yep.
Taking for the nightclub parties, strip clubs, showing each and everything of Belarus basically.
Yeah, we should never mention clubs to Harmeet. Anyway, so the visit was okay. The visit was nice, you got inspired and you came here this April, right?
Yeah, again this time.
So before your next visit, before April, you basically left, but you heard of the investment thing. What did he offer?
So basically, he gave us a tour of somebody's village house. I don't remember in which region it was. And
he has a good collection of houses.
We were like lured by him, I would say lured, being a businessman, that you can, if park some more money, you can buy 5 houses maybe. So he can offer for $10,000 each.
It's always $10,000 figure, by the way.
And he would be selling it for us in some time for $15,000 each. So that makes a reasonable profit. So we were lured by that. And he said, if you buy just one house for you and your family, for your TRP purpose, that would cost you $15,000. So we just thought that, okay, paying 15,000, it's better to take 5 houses. We get money out of it. So ultimately my house would be free.
Okay.
From the profit.
And how did he charge you? There was never a charge here officially like they do basically for a deal. There was a wire in crypto.
So once I landed back in India, he sent me on Telegram message his crypto wallet ID. And he insisted that the payment should be made to him in crypto itself. Nothing has to be come through the bank.
Guys, like we mentioned before, everything should come through the bank if you're dealing with good operator. Otherwise, I would ask questions. Why the hell this is happening?
Yeah.
So then you left, you wired money, and you also left power of attorney, another dangerous thing you may not want to do unless you know the person you're leaving this document. Somebody was supposed to buy those houses for you.
Yes, somebody we would authorize. As we were told that you are leaving for India, it's better you and your wife give power of attorney to one of my employees, and on your behalf they would be taking care of buying and selling the houses. You just need to wire the money, that's it.
Yeah, so there's always somebody else's name, not the big guy's name. So that's an important thing. And then when you arrived, all the papers were on your desk But not immediately, right?
Not immediately, and not all the houses were bought immediately. I wired him the money in November last year. But when I came here, after I got the papers in the month of maybe June, I see the purchase dates. Few houses were bought in the month of January, few in February, one house in March, one house was bought in April, one in May. So my money was lying idle with him.
That's right. So then when you arrived, you got all these documents stacked up and you were trying to apply for your residency, but that went through the companies, and today we're not going to discuss the story of the companies because as we're talking, the cops are trying to get the ass of the small guy, the Pakistani lawyer that was trying to do that and who completely messed it up. So we're not going to talk that. So second time you came, and this is another curious thing we discussed on the live video, you were actually invited on a private invitation by the guy's assistant, and she may or may not be his assistant officially even, but we just know that it's some private person getting invitation for the guy's relocation. And that's the big guy who is relocating people, who's bridging investors and all that kind of stuff. That was a private invitation. It's very strange and very wrong. So that happened, and you were here, and you started to feel that something was wrong, right?
In the end of April, when we landed here in Minsk, eventually 5-7 days took settling down, understanding the things, and we were invited to one of his business lounges where he offered that he wants to sell that business lounge also. And for a couple of days when we inquired from him about the papers of that property, what he was trying to sell us,
which is
maybe
a very
the
reasonable thing to do. Don't
books
just
of
buy
accounts.
Stories by
So
a business.
he mentioned that there are no books of accounts maintained by the previous owner. So we were told by him that the seller is asking for $100,000 for that property, the lounge, supposedly, and he can negotiate it for say $80,000 to $85,000, and $2,200 is the rent per month for that place. So when inquiring about that how profitable it would be, we need to see the books of accounts and papers. But we were not satisfied with the answers what he gave. He never had any papers on hand with him. So we eventually decided to drop from that deal, and after that, then we understood that things were not rosy with him. He was trying to, harass us mentally. Then when we are supposed to go to the village house for TRP, he came up with some stupid thing that you are not carrying your marriage certificate from India, which he never told us to carry. And I told him that I am here with my wife and spouse name is written on the passport. It's more authentic. But then he was telling us, no, you need to contact your Indian embassy, and maybe if embassy can provide you some certificate that you guys are married. So we eventually did that, but I was like quite frustrated from the way he was behaving, and eventually asked him to give me the property papers, my house papers and the keys and everything. So that's when I came to know the dates when he had purchased the houses. The latest purchase was made in May.
When I saw the documents, they were in their names, and the funny thing was, funny to me because I know these documents, the sale contracts which list the original owner, which list the amount of money paid for the deal, they were missing. And the explanation was that's to cut your taxes.
That's to cut the taxes, and those papers are never there in the files for each respective houses. We never give it to any of the owners.
The assistant, however, said that he passed all the papers to the bad guy, so everything should be there. So that's it.
Yes.
So you see, with all the assistants and side guys involved, the bad guy remains clear. That's the point of our story. So we went to see the houses, and in my subjective opinion, it's 3 hours away. You don't really pay $10,000 for a house which has nothing except for electricity. It's not reasonable because they are 1 hour away from Minsk. That's just the reality, from my videos. And again, if somebody offering you a sweeter deal, you should ask the question why I'm not offering that deal. So that's just a lyrical injection. So you wanted your money back and you wanted him to sell your houses, but it never happened.
It never happened. From the 5 houses what I bought from him, he just sold one house to somebody from Delhi. That guy also came with us in April, and one house was sold to him. Other 4 houses are still there with me.
Yeah, correct. So the houses are there. 2 out of these houses are not sellable. 2 are pretty good, and we applied for extension of our residency, which is going to be granted in 2 weeks from now. And that's a good part because the man's going to be here for a while. After a holiday, he comes back for his, basically we have a court case coming,
Yeah.
and we will keep you guys updated about that.
Yes.
So when we started to track the story, we realized that all the messages about the houses, how they look, how they were bought, blah, 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 they were gone from the Telegram because, you know, the history can be deleted backwards. And now the clients of the bad guy who are arriving are actually instructed by him that he's so serious that the government is tracking him so much that they must delete it themselves. And this is another crucial mistake.
Basically, he tries to scare you, threaten you that once you land here, the immigration guys might take your mobile, they'll check your Telegram chat, your WhatsApp chat, anything related to the dealing of houses or any payment chat with him. So to stay clear of all those mess, please delete everything. But fortunately,
logical question here is the guy is dealing legally, and if he's doing that all by the book, because otherwise he's setting you up in plain language, why would he ask you to remove this stuff because it can compromise you? Compromise what?
See, luckily we have all the screenshots. Whenever we made him payment, whenever photos which were shared by him to us, we have all the screenshots with us. And when we came here and all these things happened, we opened the Telegram thing, everything is deleted.
Yeah.
And then we talk back home in India with few of our friends who bought houses from him, some businesses, bullshit businesses from him, like beauty salon and limousine. They checked their Telegram, all the messages have been deleted by him.
Okay, so there were several more cases of
yes,
guys
he's
like that.
conned a lot of people, few friends from India who bought a beauty salon, a limousine car. Where is the limousine car? There is no L of limousine seen in this last 6 months.
Correct. So there were, you know of several cases when he actually conned people, and some cases which were reverted just because we talked to people and said, guys, please be careful about what's happening because you're gonna cry a lot and it's gonna be expensive.
Yes, that's true.
So guys, with all this gold, with all the luxury cars that are not just quite luxury, this law-abiding, respectful businessman, blah, blah, blah. Guys, just look behind the facade. Don't fall for the gilded shit. It's not something you'd like to pay your own money, unless you want to live in a fairy tale for a few days, and then there'll be years of misery and money lost and never paid back. There'll be promises, there'll be threats that you have broken the law, that you're gonna be deported. This guy's going to take you to some offices and tell you that the minister personally ordered to kick you out and everything. This is just all big BS. So we warned you.
I would love to add, don't fall for his sweet talks. He's very sweet to talk, very sweet to convince you to do anything, and bloody is a scamster.
He's also
so
sweet
please
on the video.
be careful.
I watch his videos, though I don't understand shit in Hindu.
Don't make anybody brother or sister unnecessary. You have your real brothers and sisters to take care of.
Yeah.
He's playing with your money and with your mind. So please be careful.
Well, Kavojit is away on holiday. His details are available. You can reach him on WhatsApp. And basically, we'll just go have some good Indian tea. Thank you very much for talking.
Thank you, buddy.
I'll be supporting on this and do whatever I can. So, guys, cheers.
Das Vidaniya.
For the channel.